This episode is brought to you by Amazon Business. We could all use more time. Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. I can see why they call it smart. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Welcome to From Dorms to Desks, job hunting tips for those early in their careers. A podcast brought to you by College Recruiter job search site, which believes that every student and recent grad deserves a great career, and hosted by Work Defined. Join our AI co-hosts as they dive into tips, tricks, and insights that will help you land your next part-time, seasonal, internship, or entry-level job. Let's get your career started.
Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. We're going to be tackling something that I know is super important to all of you, especially those just starting out in your careers.
Absolutely.
And we're looking at a collegerecruiter.com article from January 13th of this year.
Oh, yeah. This is a good one.
It's called, let me get the title right here, 11 Biggest Job-Related Issues Facing Students, Grads, and Others Early in Their Careers.
It's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. But it's a really interesting one because they're not just talking about, salary negotiations or finding the right position. It's really about what matters to people early in their careers.
Yeah, values.
What are your values?
Values, exactly. And I know that's something that comes up time and again, especially from our listeners.
That's true.
People want more than just a paycheck.
Right.
And the article really digs into this idea of diversity, equity, and inclusion.
DEI.
DEI, exactly. It's not just some trendy buzzword anymore.
It's more than that, yeah.
It's something that people are looking for, like actively seeking out in their workplaces. Yeah, I mean, the article makes it pretty clear that job seekers are, they're not just settling for any job anymore.
Right.
They want a company culture that actually, reflects their values and allows them to, just be themselves.
Be themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's break this down a bit. What does DEI actually look like in a workplace?
Well, you're right. It's more than just having a diverse workforce on paper, right?
Yeah.
Like checking off boxes.
Right.
It's really about fostering an environment where everyone feels included, where they feel seen, heard, and respected.
Okay, I'm with you so far.
And something I think about a lot is psychological safety.
Okay.
This idea that people feel comfortable, speaking up,
Yeah.
sharing their ideas.
Without fear of judgment.
Exactly. And even making mistakes, without facing negative consequences, that kind of thing. That's psychological safety.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right. Because if you don't have that,
Yeah.
how can you really expect people to thrive?
To really contribute, yeah.
Exactly.
Hello, this is Michael Vandervoort from the Drive Through HR podcast, where we discuss ideas, trends, and activities that impact HR, talent, HR technology in the workplace. Our focus is on expanding knowledge and igniting curiosity as we hear directly from people who are shaping the future of the HR industry. Join us.
So how do companies actually do that? I mean, it seems like a huge challenge, right?
Yeah, it's tough, but it's not impossible.
Okay.
I mean, there are things companies can do, like training on unconscious bias is a big one.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
Really making people aware of those hidden biases that we all have.
We all have them.
Right. And then creating mentorship programs specifically for, underrepresented groups.
Okay, so there are concrete steps that companies can actually take.
Right. And it's not a one-time thing either. It's an ongoing process.
A journey.
Exactly.
So for our listeners out there who are, on the job hunt,
Yeah.
what should they be looking for? What kind of questions can they ask in an interview to really gauge a company's commitment to DEI?
Don't be afraid to ask tough questions.
Well,
I mean, instead of just asking if a company values DEI,
right.
try to understand how they're actually putting those values into practice.
Okay.
You could ask something like, can you tell me about a time when the company had to address an issue related to diversity or inclusion?
Ooh, good one.
How was it handled?
Yeah, because that gets to the heart of it, right?
Exactly. It goes beyond just policies and procedures. It's about real-life situations.
Absolutely.
You could also ask about, employee resource groups, those groups for people from different backgrounds.
Yeah, like affinity groups or...
Right, exactly. Or what initiatives are in place to, support career advancement for folks from underrepresented communities.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
So we're not just passively accepting what companies tell us. We're really digging deeper.
We're digging deep. That's why it's a deep dive.
Exactly. This actually reminds me of a story I read a while back about I think it was a tech company.
Okay.
And they were really struggling to retain employees from underrepresented groups.
Yeah.
And they realized that, they had diversity on paper, but there was a real lack of, that psychological safety that we were talking about.
Makes sense.
So they actually implemented a mentorship program specifically for women and people of color.
Interesting.
And it made a huge difference, both in terms of retention and employee satisfaction.
Yeah, and it shows how, targeted initiatives can really move the needle, right?
Absolutely.
And it really highlights how DEI benefits not just the employees, but the company as a whole.
Right. Everyone wins.
Exactly. I mean, there's a ton of research out there showing that diverse teams are more innovative, they're better at problem solving, all that good stuff.
So it's not just the right thing to do, it's also good for business.
Right. It's a win-win.
All right, so let's be realistic for a minute. Finding a company that checks all the boxes on DEI, it's tough, right?
It can be. It can be. And, no company is perfect.
That's true.
But that doesn't mean you should compromise on your core values.
Okay, so how do you find that balance between, sticking to your values and also being realistic about what's out there?
Here's something to think about. Imagine you've been at your dream job for, I don't know, let's say 5 years.
Okay.
What would need to be true about the company culture for you to feel, truly fulfilled?
Yeah.
Successful. Use that vision, really use it to guide your job search.
Don't settle.
Exactly.
Love that. Find a company that shares your values, and don't be afraid to walk away from one that doesn't.
It might take time, but it's worth it.
It's so worth it. And for those of you who want more on this, definitely check out that College Recruiter article. We'll link to it in the show notes.
Lots of good stuff in there.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
This has been From Dorms to Desks, job hunting tips for those early in their careers. A podcast brought to you by College Recruiter job search site, which believes that every student and recent grad deserves a great career. Each episode, we dive into tips, tricks, and insights that will help you land your next part-time, seasonal, internship, or entry-level job. Subscribe to this podcast for free now, so you don't miss an episode, and visit www.collegerecruiter.com to find your next great job.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and LifeLock has tips to protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication, report phishing, and update the software on your devices. And for comprehensive identity protection, let LifeLock alert you to suspicious uses of your personal information. LifeLock also fixes identity theft, guaranteed or your money back. Stay smart, safe, and protected with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com/podcasts. Terms apply.
You know the words dominating today's headlines.
Private equity,
generative capital gains tax,
America's
fueled by market volatility.
On Fed rate cuts are
But do you understand how they impact your world and your wallet? In a world that skims the what, understand the why. Because context changes everything. Subscribe at Bloomberg.com.